I was contacted the other day by a young girl who was frightened because she'd taken a photo and a face had appeared in the photo, and she didn't understand a lot about spirituality and energy, and it frightened her naturally. So she had contacted me, but it was late at night. She'd sent me a message and I was already asleep. So because she was so desperate, she had then contacted another psychic that she found so she could get an answer. She wanted an answer right there and then. And this other psychic just helped to put more fear into what she was already feeling. This other psychic had said that she now had, bad energy in the house, and that this psychic would have to go and cleanse the house, and from remotely she could remove this spirit from this girl's house. And I'm thinking the psychic probably thought she was doing the right thing and probably doing it from her own good intention, but all it managed to do was put a lot more fear into this young woman's mind. I contacted her the next day to rest her mind that it can't hurt you. Energy cannot hurt you. And the only thing that hurts you is your own fear. Your own fear is what creates more fear is a low vibrational energy. So when you're in a low vibrational energy, you're going to bring in more energy that is operating on a low vibration that wants to create more fear. So first of all, you have to learn to just let go of the fear and not have any fear. And it started me thinking about psychics that are telling people things that are not in the best interests of people. And like years ago, I've been doing this for over 40 years. When I first started out, I could read a few books, but there was no internet. So there was no copying of and reading so much of other things and then trying to program myself to believe what I had read from other people. I was very fortunate to be able to join a meditation circle in the late 80s, early 90s, with an amazing teacher, mentor. I'll call her a mentor because she didn't tell us to believe what she believed. She guided us to create our own beliefs inside us, what we are meant to do with this work. And I believe a really, really good teacher doesn't tell you how to think and what to do. They guide you to be able to work it out for yourself. And even a really good psychic, person that's doing readings, they won't give you all the answers. They will help guide you to find the answers for yourself. So I get put off by listening to anybody that starts dictating to me, this is how it has to be, like they know it all. They know what they know at their level. And they can also change their own beliefs as time goes on and they experience things themselves. Their beliefs change. I've seen it in myself. The way that I saw things back in the 1980s is totally different to the way I see it now because I've developed within myself. So you've always got to be very, very mindful when you are dealing with other people that you're not planting seeds into their head of a belief that is your belief and not necessarily their belief. It's more about helping people to develop their own abilities, their own intuition, using their own beliefs, what is right for them. And as I have said over and over again, we are all on very, very many different levels of understanding. The wiser someone becomes, the less they live from their ego, and the less they need to dictate to everybody else how to see things. The more that the ego is operating, the more that they need to have hundreds of followers and to be important and to be listened to. That's purely for their own ego most of the time. When you get to a certain stage where you don't need that anymore, people just find you. They find you without like the social media. I mean, I don't get readings from TikTok. I don't get readings from Instagram. I don't get readings from Facebook. I get readings from word of mouth. It's not from the social media side of things. It's word of mouth. So to me, that's more important because I know I'm doing the work well. So has the internet played a huge role in all the videos you can watch now, all the listening to other people talking? And then if you're a young person and you're taking on all those beliefs, are they the beliefs of other people and you're taking them on as the beliefs of your own, so you believe it is to be true? How many are really working from the direct source, like what is meant for them? Not talking about what they've learned from somebody else, but what they're actually channeling through themselves as what they're supposed to be talking about. So it's important to know when you're watching people that are working in this field, whether you can pick up on listening to them, whether they are really, really authentic and actually they are channeling messages through authentic to themselves, or if they're just copying and saying what they've learned from others. So, but don't put fear into other people. This type of work is not there to create fear, especially in young, vulnerable people that they don't have an understanding yet. So rather than being a hero and having to save them and take the spirit away from them, why don't you help them to understand how the process works? That would be a lot better way of teaching and guiding somebody.